What up, everybody? I'm your host, JP. This is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everyone.
And welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. All right, y'all. So, big things happened these past couple of days. Cinemacon is going on at the time of recording this. I believe the Disney panel's happening. So, right today, we're basically going to be worrying about Sony's panel and DC's panel, Warner Brothers panel.
Big ass panel.
We're not going to run down everything because, well, it's a lot of stuff. But
the important stuff.
We will be the most important thing,
Yeah.
the most important tidbit. And I know you've been wanting to talk about this. We haven't seen the trailer, so that'll be coming up shortly. First things first, though, I wanted to say Happy Alien Day from Fede Alvarez, who's going to be making the new Alien movie that's going to be releasing on Hulu, kind of like what happened with Prey. I wound up putting a picture. It is on his Twitter account if you guys want to go see it. Fede Alvarez. Just an alien saying Happy Alien Day. Happy Alien Day. It looks like they're on a spaceship. Probably on set of the next movie, the next voyage, with a face hugger holding the little marker.
Very good.
Very nice. It's a nice little gesture for the day, and I love how like his back profile is Evil Dead.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's very great.
Knows what he's doing.
So yeah, Happy Alien Day. But moving on forward.
Wait, but before we get into the news, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Today's episode is sponsored by ZippyStream. If you are wondering how we make money to run our podcast, it's all because of this innovative platform. Here at FilmBros Podcast, we absolutely love using ZippyStream. It's the easiest way to convert listeners into an email list, but best of all, they find us sponsorship so we can keep making money doing what we love.
Suppose you're also a podcaster thinking about starting one. ZippyStream will help you find and manage your relationship with brands that are relevant to your audience. If you want to learn more, contact us as soon as possible. Everyone that signs up this month will get to claim £10 as a joining bonus, which is around $12 or something like that.
Just reach out to us by email or social media DMs, and I'll put you in touch with the guys at ZippyStream right away. Now back to the pod. We got things to talk about. So stuff that came out in CinemaCon. So we'll go ahead and talk about Sony's panel. So they wound up talking a little bit about I believe they showed a little bit of Across the Spider-Verse. They wound up showing a little bit of Kraven the Hunter and wound up giving us a synopsis, letting us know that Russell Crowe will basically be Kraven the Hunter, and what's his name? Aaron Taylor Johnson will be playing his son, who sees Daddy as like, oh no, you shouldn't be killing all these animals, and he becomes this animal activist. Apparently, Aaron Taylor Johnson bit off some dude's nose.
What the fuck?
Yeah, in the trailer.
In the trailer?
In the trailer.
Ooh. Okay.
So
he's like an animal.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what's up with that. And apparently there was a little snippet of somebody saying, oh, here comes the rhino.
I heard Rhino was there.
Yeah, so that's interesting as well. Still no word on the Bad Bunny spinoff.
That's not coming.
Oh, okay.
I think we should just give up on that. That shit is not coming.
Are we? We're just going to say no to that?
Yeah, no, that's not coming.
Yeah. Well, we also got a little bit of footage from Bad Boys 4. Apparently, the duo that helmed Bad Boys 3 are directing the new sequel, and they're about 4 weeks in, so they showed the director sharing a little snippet of, whatever they've recorded so far, but they're still in, like, middle of production, so they're still going at it. Not really so much from the Sony panel. I know they announced a couple of Neil Blomkamp movies, a Gran Turismo movie as well, based on the video game, and Venom 3. I know they talked about Venom 3. No announcements about Spider-Man, so unfortunately, if you guys are trying to figure out what's happening with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, apparently there's rumors going around saying that Venom 3 is going to have Owen Wilson's Mobius in there.
I heard that too.
So a lot of fun stuff to speculate. And Ghostbusters 4, which sounds like they have a running title called Firehouse. So that's interesting as well.
Very good.
Yeah, that's because the last one was called Afterlife. I still got to show you that one. That one was called Afterlife. So I wonder what this one's going to be about. And I wonder if the cast is coming back from the other one.
I imagine.
They got to bring back Paul Rudd. He was really good in that role. I liked him. Then moving on to the juicy stuff. So we got not only confirmation that Mera will be in Aquaman 2 because they wound up showing a snippet and showing Amber Heard as Mera. And they showed, they wound up running down saying that it's going to be a buddy cop movie. Orm and Jason Momoa's Aquaman and basically trying to hunt down Black Manta. But I was just like, wasn't that kind of what happened in the first one? I don't know.
No, the first one involved him coming to terms and getting the throne and stuff.
Yeah, but Black Manta was still the villain.
He was the villain for...
Who kind of got dismissed in the middle of the movie.
He got his ship wrecked. So.
Yeah, in the middle. That shit was a crazy scene. James Wan knows what he's doing with that one.
Yeah.
Then they wound up running down their next 10 years. Talked a little about Superman. I guess there was a little... I guess the John Williams theme comes back, and they played it in the theater, in the auditorium, and showed a little snippet of the OG Superman symbol and it turning into a fictional character, Superman, and yeah. So, try to generate hype for Superman Legacy that is currently in production right now, not even close to anything. I mean, they had a perfectly good Superman they could have been flaunting off right now, but, you know, that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we got the release of trailers, which we, like I said, we have not seen yet. We got trailers for The Flash. We got trailers for, not a lot of DC trailers, but mostly the big one is The Flash. That came with 2 trailers. One that I heard is very familiar to the first trailer, and then another one that is the international or Japanese trailer that has additional footage that we will be breaking down. I know we usually wait till the end of our episodes to break down videos, but I think these ones deserve a place in the front, especially with how anticipated the Flash movie is.
Yeah.
Very anticipated.
For sure.
They wound up showing some Blue Beetle footage. Apparently they showed Black Manta holding a black trident. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling's Barbie movie was shown, I believe, the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes. They showed a little bit of Wonka, Timothy Chalamet's new Willy Wonka movie, and he shared a fun fact that apparently he actually swam in chocolate for like 2 days straight.
Goddamn.
That got to give you mad pimples.
That sounds exhausting.
That got to be mad pimples everywhere.
Probably at that too.
Yeah, stuffing your pores with chocolate.
Yeah.
Can't be healthy. I don't know. Actors do all kinds of crazy shit. I don't know if you've seen the video of him too, where I forgot what movie he's like filming, but he like walked out the door and like he was gonna go stand in place, and the dude with the camera just zoomed the camera in his face, like, and he was just like, "Oh, like
his fucking chest." Yeah,
that shit was weird. I was like, "Damn, being a actor is hard." Excuse me. We got a look at the new Conjuring movie. I guess a look at Meg 2, where there was actually a trailer of a megalodon eating a dinosaur. So that sounds fun as it is right there. I don't know. They're mashing that up. That sounds crazy to me. So the new Conjuring movie, I believe it was called, what's it called? Oh, they don't have it here. Well, they gave a Nun 2 release date. It's supposed to be set for this September. Oh, Conjuring 4 will be called Last Rites. Also, they kind of ran down what's going to be happening with the new Conjuring TV series. They also confirmed that Beetlejuice 2 is in active development as well.
Michael Keaton.
And that's basically... I think that's basically it for both sides. I mean, Josh, you heard everything. I ran down mostly all of it. Anything eye-popping, anything that you want to see out of any of this stuff?
Nothing that really sparks an interest other than Craven. Craven, I guess, be Bad Boys 4. I want to say that's it. I mean, eventually I'll get around to seeing Barbie. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters, but
I won't see Barbie in theaters. But what about like Dune 2? I heard there was footage that was put out there as well.
For Dune 2, yeah.
Because you've seen the first one, right? I still got to watch the first one.
It's pretty good. Nothing really spectacular about it. Hopefully the second one does does a little bit better, like action wise. And then as for Wonka, I don't know. I was never excited for a spinoff about Willy Wonka. I don't know why. I don't know why everything needs a spinoff. Like, why did we care about his earlier life? You know what I mean?
What made him so obsessed with chocolate?
Why don't we get that sort of thing in
Johnny Depp's?
Johnny
Yes,
Depp's?
but you need to be able to make it for a younger, fresher audience.
Yeah, but it's not Willy Wonka and the chocolate. It's not about what's it the boy. What's his name?
Charlie.
It's not about him. It's not like a remake. It's a spin-off, which is different.
Yeah, it's a spin-off to Wonka. To explore Wonka's life.
It's different. That still means you have to go see the one with Johnny Depp.
That's true, because it's supposed to be from that one.
Connected.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting to watch.
See? So it's not even for a younger audience. This is just them trying to make money out of nothing.
If he can act like a younger Johnny Depp, that'd be cool.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't mind seeing that little iteration from him again.
I can see it that charismatic, but sure.
You wouldn't? I
so.
think hearing the Megalodon one is kind of fun, too.
That one sounds fun, but the first one, I was kind of like...
It was meh.
Yeah, it was kind of like mid. I don't think I need to see.
And you know what? Statham didn't really... But the kills were pretty good. I will say the kills were pretty good. But I just hope that they make the story a little bit more interesting.
I think movies like that, they need to get more creative. You know what I mean? Like...
A shark eating a dinosaur. It's not creative.
That doesn't really do it.
Oh.
I'm talking about like actually scaring people like with their fears of like the ocean. Like damn, what was that? I think it's a movie with I might have been with Sandra Bullock, or I can't remember what it was called. But she was trapped underwater, and it turns out, well, I didn't see it, but I heard it involves Cthulhu, and I don't know if you know what that is. It's like he's supposed to be a mystical creature, and like he comes out, he's like this big ass like kraken looking thing, and he involves mind control and shit like that. People were speculating that's what was happening in Bird Box. Because you couldn't see what was happening, but everyone just saw it and you died basically.
That movie just sounds wacky. Do you have a name? Do you know what it's called?
I don't. We're gonna have to get back to it after.
You said it's a Sandra Bullock movie?
It might be a Sandra Bullock movie. I'm not too sure.
Keep talking about.
It's called. Damn, I don't even have like my phone to bring it up. I don't know what the fuck happened to it, but I think it might be called Underwater, something like that.
An underwater movie?
I think it's just called Underwater, some shit like that. I need something like that to poke at like people's minds. You know what I mean? Or I don't know if you've heard about the other like fake creature. It's called like an eel, like a large ass eel, and like you're not supposed to get close to it because it also has mind altering abilities. And like I want to see mystical shit like that, shit that will poke at people's brains. Not like a giant shark sounds dope, but
yeah, I don't see it. Maybe it's not Sandra Bullock,
yeah,
but
maybe.
yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, something that I would say that makes you more scared to go to the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Megalodon, fucking scary, but like...
We kind of know that doesn't exist. You got to get a little bit more creative.
Well, I mean, they could exist. We don't know what's in the deep pits of the ocean.
I don't think Megalodons exist. You'd kind of... I think with all our technology, you'd kind of have to be like, well...
Well, the ocean...
Something that big can be tracked. I think.
The ocean is... They say, like, the ocean is, like... has been explored less than space.
That's why. So, but like something that big, you'd be able to catch it somewhere.
Not if you haven't explored down there. I think they made it make perfect sense in the first Meg, where like if they're up below, like they're so accustomed to that pressure that they can't go up there. But the Megalodon is big enough to, make the switch, or however they did it in the movie. It made sense, but I think that was like a good way to like be like, oh yeah, that's why we couldn't find him.
Maybe.
And that makes me scared.
Maybe.
Because like the ocean's dark, bro. Like down there is dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no light.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get to a certain point, there's no light.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
They should play on something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like actually be in a submarine, and if like you were to like, if the Megalodon were to break the submarine or something, like you're gonna fucking die or something. That would put stakes. But if they're just above the water and he's going on a hunger spree on all these like,
this is Jaws.
Yeah,
it's just Jaws.
Or all these tours. Yeah, they're gonna have to do something spectacular. But from what we're hearing is spectacular is the Flash movie. So one thing that was put out there for those viewers at CinemaCon, where they got trailers for it, and then right after the trailer, guess what they got? The first viewing for the Flash movie. Right? Apparently, they didn't let them watch credits or anything like that. I did my research, my due diligence. Nobody seen the post-credit scenes, so I'm not actively looking for spoilers, but I did run into all these reviews, and we kind of talked about it yesterday a little bit. You know, kind of touched up on it off the pod here, but it turns out a lot of people are raving about it. Now, I'm still skeptical about it. I know you're saying like, oh yeah, you're hearing all these good things, it has to be good.
Yeah.
But then we heard all these good things about Black Adam, and that's my argument. We heard good things about Black Adam, and then we showed up, and guess what? Not very good things happened. That's gonna be my defense for everything. I'm gonna be like, well, the Flash, and I'm gonna be like, but Black Adam, and then you're gonna be like, well, the Flash, and I'm gonna be like, Shazam too. I'm gonna be like that. That's just gonna be my argument until I see this movie. That's just gonna be.
It's not fair.
I'm gonna have to hold my ground on this one.
It's not fair.
But let's hear some of the reviews. So, a Twitter user says, DC's The Flash is tremendous. Forget DC. It is without a doubt among the best superhero films ever made. An all-timer, inventive storytelling, fantastic action sequences, great cast, so many nerdy details. I'm in tears at the end. Everything you want from a superhero film and more. Another user says, The Flash is hands down one of the best superhero films of all time. No joke. The Flash is the ultimate movie-going experience, as it has a little bit of everything. Action, emotion, heart, humor, plenty of nostalgia. Ezra Miller is phenomenal as dual Barry Allen's. And then Michael ... I'm assuming there's more, but we're not going to go ahead and click that. This user says, The Flash, far more madcap than I expected. Really nailed what reading a 5-issue crossover comic book is like. Tons of Ezra Miller being Zanny and time paradox stuff. Nerds will lose their minds at the ending and the beginning and the middle comics. So everything's mostly positive, but what I want to know is, did anybody not like this movie? Yeah, it seems like all positives. Here's Soups' comment saying, this is truly one of the best superhero movies ever. Believe the hype. Oh my god. I don't believe him. I don't believe him at all. I think he caps a lot. So, but yeah, you're hearing all these good reviews, Josh. What do you think?
I think it's gonna be good. I'm not one for reviews, but the consensus seems to be that it's good. But you know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, because yeah, some of the posters they be putting out doesn't look very very good, but then there are a few posters that kind of look really good. So you're kind of just like, well, marketing seems to be doing its job all of a sudden, months before the movie.
Well, with these positive reactions, what can possibly go wrong?
Everything.
Yeah. I'm just saying. A lot of people
can always derail.
I'm just saying. You know me. I haven't been happy about this movie since the jump, and I've only because, well, I was happy about it at first when I heard Zack Snyder was gonna be doing like a Flash point type of movie, but not to reset the whole DC universe. But then it evolved into resetting the whole DC universe, and at one point Keaton was gonna be Batman for the whole DCU, and man, you know, it just made me lose interest in this movie. So I'm hoping it redraws my interest. I'll tell you guys right now, if you guys haven't heard the other episodes, but as of right now, I'm still on the fence, leaning towards more like hating on the movie, only because I'm like, hey, you know, it's not the movie I expected, and none of the trailers have really said, hey, come to this side, come to the part where, you know, you're gonna be hyped. I have both of the trailers lined up. I'm hoping we can sit and watch them, and it could change my mind. But if it doesn't change my mind, I'm gonna have to wait to see it to watch the movie. And if I gotta wait 2 months, duck and dodge spoilers until then, that's probably gonna have to happen, because those spoilers will be coming out. So if you guys remember, guys, if you guys didn't know, they played the movie at CinemaCon 2 months early before the premiere of The Flash. So if you guys Don't want no spoilers. Until then, I suggest you guys be very cautious and wary of the internet because they will.
Yeah, people will bring that shit up.
And they post it. They post it and they try to trick you. Before, I remember when times were simpler. When you got tricked, you just got rickrolled. Like, you're just going to go to a video and they're going to give you up. Like, that was it. Now they're putting whole spoilers. Like, ha, I got you. You fucking seen it. It's like, damn, thanks for ruining the movie.
I think, damn, what movie was it? I think it was a movie last year. People were sending email links to people, like, trolling links. With spoilers in that shit. And I'm like, well, first off, you shouldn't be opening any email.
What kind of supervillain are you that you just want to ruin somebody's time at the movie?
Dude, I was like, what the fuck? I think it was with Endgame. I think it might have
not even take over the world. You're just like, I want to ruin this guy's movie theaters experience. Like,
bro, I'd pull out all the stops. Be like, FBI, I need this guy found.
I feel like that's the equivalent of like going around and smashing mailboxes.
Honestly, like, man, ridiculous.
All right, are you ready to jump into these trailers?
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, you've been waiting. Is this the segment you've been waiting on?
Yeah.
Okay,
I've been so excited.
Here we go. First trailer. This is the original trailer, not the international.
Okay.
I lost my parents. That pain made me who I am. I spent a lifetime trying to right the wrongs of the past. As if fighting crime would bring my parents back. You actually did it.
I can't imagine what you've been through.
I love you, Monkey.
You lost both parents in one day.
Barry! Call 911 now! I went back in time to save my parents. But instead, I completely broke the universe.
If you went back and changed the past, this world must die. You changed the future.
Do you know what this symbol stands for? It means hope, right? I will help you fight Zod.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
I have to undo what I did.
These scars we have make us who we are. I'm not meant to go back and fix them. Don't let your tragedy define you.
What did you do?
No matter what we do, we're not going to be able to fix this. No! Nobody dies!
You're strapped to your parachutes.
Where's yours?
Okay.
I mean, me first, you first. You want me to go first? I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first.
They should have let off with this trailer. I'm a little bit more. The story sounds good. The story seems like it's gonna really break my heart, and it looks like Ezra's really gonna put a performance in, from what I've seen in this trailer. Still on the fence. I would say it kind of teetered me to the middle a little bit. CGI still looks bad. Really fucking bad. Like, terribly. Like, that running scene where all three of them just...
they stop?
Yeah. And then the bat plane scenes, too. I don't know why. They look weird to me. And lastly, if Sasha Kaye said, "What does this mean?" I would have just been staring at it. I've just been like, oh, the S? Oh, my bad.
No, you're dumb. You're dumb.
I'm just saying. But, yeah, what did you think of this trailer?
Looks really good. Like, every trailer they drop seems to just hype me up more. You know what I mean? Like I'm so excited for this film. The Speed Force, I like sick.
I'm happy that they're keeping his running. I'm happy that they showed that, and I'm happy that they didn't switch up the whole running because people were complaining of why he does this, but it makes sense. To me personally, I always liked his run. I thought it always made sense. Like if you're running this fast, how the fuck are you gonna be able to do this? What we do, you know what I mean? If you're running that fast, you have to have some air in between steps. You know what I mean? So I always like that. I'm glad that they're continuing with that. Man, but the CGI, dude. That shot with Zod. God.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
You know what I'm talking about?
Saw it, yeah.
The one with the pole?
Yeah. And him like hitting the ship or whatever.
Yeah.
Back behind him.
And then
it does look weird still.
I like the scene where is it? When Keaton loses his... This looks goofy. That looks goofy. That doesn't even look right. I feel like Batman is hard to be put in daylight, but like, I don't know. It just looks like an old man saying like, I've had enough. or am I tripping? It's hard to make Batman serious in the light.
To be fair, I think like, I just don't think Keaton's gonna get the shining light he thinks he is in this. I think he's gonna be left behind heavily by Ezra and Sasha, and then like, you know what I mean? Like he's like, I'm sure everyone has him in there for nostalgia purposes and stuff, and, and whatever else.
Want to get nuts?
Yeah. See, like that line makes me cringe so bad. I'm just like, man, like. I'm sure some old head will enjoy that, you know what I mean? But like, I'm not.
Here's my thing: is like, did this man like patent that? Is that like what he says as Batman when he's like is about to stop crime? Like he lands, he's like, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." Like, why say it out the blue? And they confirmed this too at CinemaCon that this takes place 30 years after Batman Returns. So, for 30 years, you've been using this catchphrase. Is this something that you normally do, or you just brushed it off because you were just like the moment calls to say you want to get nuts?
Nah, man, I don't know. I think it's just for nostalgia effect.
Yeah, this scene right here, it looked like she threw it, but it looked like she just like
just hit him with it.
Yeah, but it flops to the side like she threw it.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe just weird. From the force of him. Seeing Namek looks cool.
That's him, huh?
Yeah.
The dude on the plane. I like this. That's what I was gonna tell you. Like, seeing him and doing this, that's a great callback to what had happened in Man of Steel when he popped the fucking dude out of the thing.
Looks cooler in Man of Steel, but it's good to see him back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just.
I think it sucks we don't see Fiora back.
Yeah, we don't see it. Well, I heard that she's in the movie. It's just that they don't show her that much in the trailers, which I'm assuming she probably has some cool ass scenes that they're saving.
Like her fighting Sasha sounds so fucking dope.
I'm hoping that there's a lot of Man and Steel like remnant, like fights. You know what I mean? Some of this stuff is not really like. I think that's cool. I don't get me like if they would have showed me this in the first trailer, I could have probably bypassed what happened in the first trailer when he did that flip and landed, that superhero landing in that tunnel. But now seeing it, I'm just like, man, they should have led with this.
What I did notice is that Ben Affleck, they're losing him a lot more in marketing.
So, they are.
They are. So I think he's in it for a good chunk.
No, I doubt it. I doubt it. No, because they're showing Keaton more. Keaton was more in this trailer than Ben Affleck was.
He's still in it for a good chunk. I'm not saying he's going to be in it fully, but he's going to be in it for a good chunk.
It's probably just the beginning.
No.
I'm telling you. I think once he goes into this universe, that's why we're not going to see him, because I think he's going to go into the different universe early in the movie, and he's going to be the Batman of the universe.
Well, no, because wasn't that was him when doing that little like flying motion. You didn't see that?
Yeah, but that was the beginning.
I don't think so.
Look, that
looked like he was in the desert with them.
With the explosion? This one?
No,
he's in the city.
He is in the city.
That looks so bad.
It seems like they're utilizing fucking.
See, that's in the city too, though. So
seems like they're utilizing his cape a lot more, though.
yeah.
No matter what we do,
That scene's gonna look cool. If they finish it up,
The
and
flashpoint.
that's gonna look cool. When he gets his powers, yeah, that's gonna look cool. Yeah, like I said, still stuff that I gotta like be weary of, but for the most part, the story looks solid, and I will say I'm interested because of the story now.
It looks so good.
But everything else, it just seems like it's just gonna be another like CGI fiasco of like fights and everything.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right, let's watch the Japanese trailer because
There's supposed to be more footage.
I heard it's different footage. Like this one was really heavy with familiar footage from the first one, so hopefully this one is different.
A little different.
世界をこの映画が変える
All right.
地上最速のヒーロー彼の名は
Oh my god! Flash!
Yes.
Hi.
I love you!
Thank you. You seem very nice.
Oh my god!
I hate his fucking suit.
その速すぎる能力で
Whoa.
時間を超え過去へ
So we're like in the future. No, wait, we're not in the future. I was supposed to be back in the present, but I'm still in the past. And there's not supposed to be two of me. Hey, do the thing again. Fine.
Shit.
I went back in time to save my mom. But I completely destroyed history.
蘇ってしまったのは最強の敵
And you changed the past. You changed the future.
I created a world with no metahumans.
Want some help? I'm Batman.
Yo.
This world must die.
What's the play? Batman, what do we do?
We try not to die.
Let's go!
What did you do?
No! Nobody dies! Ah!
ザ・フラッシュ
That was Feora at the end right there.
Was it?
ザ・
Right there? Or no?
I don't think so.
No, it's not. It's just
Yeah,
a random
no.
person. Yep.
A lot more footage in that one.
That one looked way better. Like, I know that they had to dub a lot and everything in order to make it for Japanese and stuff. But, like, that trailer looked way better than the one that we got.
The American one.
Why did they get the better trailer?
I
I hate his fucking suit. That shit's ugly. That's the best. That's the best way that we've seen that suit so far. That shit looks so trash, fucking disgusting. Why the fuck did they pick that design over Zack Snyder's design? Is beyond me. That shit looks gross. Everything else looks pretty solid though. Like I said, the movie looks fine. The movie, the story and everything, you can tell that they're gonna really lean on the whole, mother son aspect. They're gonna really hit home with like, that emotion, but everything else looks fucking like CGI, and the suit is just like whatever to me. The suit's whatever to me. I can't even. That shit's ugly.
Man.
That shit's
good.
such an eyesore.
It looks really good.
You like it?
Yeah.
The suit?
It looks alright.
You like the Flash suit?
It looks fine.
I think the one on the CW looks better.
You wouldn't know.
I would. I seen.
You have not.
I've not seen the show, but I've seen the suit.
You've seen probably one or two. That boy goes through suits like fucking crazy.
I like the one with the chin straps.
See, there's like 3 of them with that.
The darker red.
You're talking about the one that looks leathery?
Yeah.
That's like season. See, you don't even know. That's like season 4, season 3 Flash.
What does that matter?
It matters because
It's a better suit than this suit.
I can show you the one that looks worse than that suit.
Well, I don't want something worse. I want something better.
No, you're talking about the CW Flash holding it up to the light. I know the suits. It's not. You got to see a product that wasn't even finished. But whatever.
Zack Snyder's suit's better.
I think it looks fine.
The suit in Zack Snyder's Justice League is better.
We're not talking about suits anymore. I'm talking about the trailer. Shut up.
Okay.
But what you call it? The trailer looks fine.
But you gotta say the suit.
It's really weird that like they got more footage. Doesn't it bother you a little bit? It bothers me.
I not really because, it makes sense. I think overseas they like to see more of that, like that stuff that fan kind of like, you know how like BTS is and everything, and how they always like fan out for them and everything, and be like more in a cheerful thing. Their tone is like that, where like, you know, people in the U.S. want real cinema.
More or less.
I want real cinema. Yeah, like stuff like that.
Good.
So that's why I think that they did more like those scenes, because they're more playful. If you notice, like a lot of those scenes were more playful, fanboy stuff like that. Not really to like take serious until like even the scenes where like he was crying and stuff. It was like badass music to be like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you could tell like how they market things differently.
Yeah,
I do like that they show more footage in this one. Like I said, still can't take Michael Keaton seriously in the daylight. That try not to die thing, and I was just like, I don't know. Like I said, I just think Batman's hard to portray in the daylight, anyways, and the fact that they're really going with I think the Flash would have looked better at night. All that lightning and everything would have looked clean at night. Imagine it flashing off the walls and everything like that. That would have been nice. But like they're doing it in the middle of the desert in the daytime, and it's like, should we even be able to see the lightning? Like, if we want to keep it a buck, like, should you even be able to see the lightning?
Yeah, no. And maybe I don't know what it is, but them setting up the desert seems really wrong. But you know, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, like I said, I'm still in the middle of the fence now. I mean, the story does look good. It's just, I'll reiterate, CGI just not CGIing enough. And Keaton bringing Keaton back. Come on. I know that was kind of like a Hail Mary move, but was it the move that should have been done?
No. I don't think so.
So can't wait to see the Flash. Like I said, be careful out there. There is spoilers out there. People have seen it 2 months early, and you know they like to tell their friends that tell other friends that tell other friends that like to put it on the internet. So look out for that. But still kind of on the topic of the Flash, we got what I thought was a good gesture to Zack Snyder and Man of Steel is that Michael Shannon recently told, I believe on a podcast, saying that he didn't want to come back as Zod without Zack Snyder's blessing, basically. That they asked him to come back, and he would that he told Muschietti, "Hey, I would want to, but I kind of need to ask him first, you know, out of, you know, because I guess he said that he didn't like the way the whole situation with WB and Zack Snyder unfolded."
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really nice. I mean, it sucks that they're gonna probably butcher my boy in this movie, but I mean, it was really nice that he did that, and I think, you know, for those people, for what it's worth, for the people that like are, because I'm a Snyder fan and I want to see Justice League 2 and 3 like the rest of us, and the Ayer cut, but then you have those other ones that take it too far. You know what I mean? And I think at least for this, and I know some people that are saying like, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch the Flash because, you know, they say it's off the Snyderverse, but they're just trying to erase the Snyderverse." Kind of like what I told you, how I feel like it just feels like a movie that's trying to erase the stuff that I like. But I'm still gonna give it a shot, and I just don't like when, you know, people don't give it a shot regardless. So hearing that Michael Shannon even, you know, got the blessing from Zack Snyder, I mean, that should at least put some people's minds at ease to be like, hey, Zack Snyder knows about this movie, obviously. Who doesn't know about this movie and whatever is probably happening? I'm pretty sure when he heard about the Ezra thing, he was like, "Ugh, good thing I don't have to deal with that."
Yeah.
Amber Heard, "Ugh, good thing I'm not there anymore." So it's hopefully that helps. You know what I mean? That he got that blessing from Zack Snyder at least.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I think that's the whole like train that everyone has to kind of hop on now. Like, it's okay to, you know, move on is what everything going on, even with like the Snyder Con and everything. You know what I mean? Like,
What do you say like
as much as I want to see the rest of them, like you said, and I'm sure if he decides to announce it at his Snyder Con, then hooray. But I think everyone's sort of at the point where they got to start, acknowledging that like it's time to let go. And I think Michael Shannon making that first step to be like, is it cool if I come back? And he's like, yeah, like do what you want. You know what I mean? And then giving him that blessing, it's sort of like sending the message. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, things are good. And what happened with WB, hopefully we hear what actually happened, and maybe it'll reignite the hatred for whatever came next. But we always hear, like, different things, Hamada this, Zach this, whatever. They wound up splitting ways, and I think we are at that point where, at an unfortunate juncture where DC is ending that era, maybe rightfully so. I don't think they're cutting it off completely, with the direction that they're doing with James Gunn. But, hopefully it's enough. And hopefully after Aquaman 2, there's enough of a gap, that people just kind of forget about it and, move forward. And everybody just kind of gets along and be real DC fans and actually go support these movies.
I need the Flash to, like, send them off perfectly. You know what I mean? I think that's one of my big gripes. Like, it all looks fine and dandy, but if they doesn't say bye,
I don't want them to say bye at all.
Well, you know what I mean. But like, if they don't say bye and stuff and make that transition smooth, it's gonna piss people off.
That's one thing too. Like, I know some people. I read a couple of like reviews where they're like, oh, Snyderverse is gonna be laid down properly with this movie. That's what I'm hearing in the streets. And we already knew that it was going to be rebooted. We already knew. We already knew the plans, what was going to happen. So it's not even a surprise. It's just more like it sounds like we're going to a funeral, and what we're burying is all the things that we like, you know what I mean? And it just that's the thing that sucks, and maybe I have a little bit of a biasness towards the movie because of it, but I'm still gonna give it a fair shot. I'd say I'd still give it a fair shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, Michael Shannon getting the blessing, very nice. It's good that he shared this at CinemaCon as well, because he did after his thing on stage. That's when he talked to the podcast and let them know. So, on a public area, it says that he's not hiding it. You know what I mean?
You know what I really need from the Flash movie though? Like out of all things,
these nuts.
I swear to fucking God. I need them to say bye properly. That's it. That's all I want. Like, and that includes Henry Cavill and his Superman.
Oh.
I can't be the only one thinking that, like, after Black Adam, that's the last time. Like, I feel like hopefully it's hidden, and maybe that's why they didn't show post-credit scenes or whatnot. But I'm hoping that we all say bye to them, kind of like.
I don't think they're gonna show Henry Cavill. They're gonna try to drown that shit out in the background, because eventually they're gonna have their own, and they just don't want to. That's the whole point of shutting him out, is that they don't want any remnants or anybody thinking like, hey, he is potentially coming back. They want it to go to James Gunn Superman with no be like, oh, we haven't had a Superman in this long kind of thing. You know what I mean? And that we're finally getting one type shit.
Still, I just think that not saying bye to everybody properly will fuck shit up, and I know it'll make me fucking angry too. So
to even hate the movie,
not enough.
Oh.
Not enough for that, but to hate James Gunn and even more than I already do.
Oh, okay. So just don't get mad at the movie or the products he's pushing out. Let's just get mad at the person himself.
Yeah.
But still give him more money.
More or less, yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you're honest about it. Oh, yeah. If you're honest about it. Okay.
I hate you. Take my money so I can take your fucking
But
work.
speaking of James Gunn, because it sounds like he's going to be taking your money, he wound up speaking about his challenges of basically directing the new Superman movie. So this comes from the Hollywood Reporter. He basically was doing a a panel for the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and they basically ran down the history. It's a good article if you guys want to kind of catch up on the whole history of what happened with James Gunn, Disney, and the reason why he got fired and brought back, and how he wound up being the head of DC Studios. It's all right there in THR. Quick rundown: he got fired for some messy tweets, got rehired because the cast banded together and brought him back. Before that even happened, he wound up crossing over to DC and was like, hey, I'll do whatever you want. And he wound up getting the chance of, doing the Suicide Squad movie, wound up getting brought back for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And, maybe Zaslav was like, hey, hopefully he brings some of that, MCU magic over here to the DCU, and hired him as chief of DC Studios, co-chief with Peter Safran. So, in this panel of like Guardians of the Galaxy and everything, they wound up asking him about how he's planning to tackle Superman. How is he gonna do such a upfront character versus what he's normally used to, Peacemaker, Guardians of the Galaxy, these obscure characters that he brings to the light, that he doesn't really have to stick too much to the source material because nobody knows them, right?
Yeah.
So he basically says, and here's one thing that was kind of like off-putting. So he says, I completely relate to Superman because he's everything I am. He's somebody who is an outsider who feels like an alien, but also the ultimate insider because he's fucking Superman. And that's kind of what I feel like.
What the fuck?
And he says, it's easier to take a character nobody knows like Guardians or Peacemaker and then do whatever you want with them. People in every single country in the world know the story of Superman. And the way he is going to tackle it is by saying how I can make it different from the other Superman movies that have been made so far, but also have it respect all the Superman movies that have been made so far. So it just took me some time to try to figure all that out. And that's because he says, back in I think he said 2019 when he got hired to do Peacemaker, he was asked to do Superman. And supposedly he turned it down, saying that I'm not ready. I don't think I have a take to, give to Superman. And then, did a whole 180 once he became chief of DC Studios and was like, oh, I think I got it now. And now he's going to be doing this. So I seen that you had a lot to say about the, him saying that it feels like Superman and he is Superman.
Fuck, man.
Feeling like an alien and whatnot. So go ahead and let us know.
What does he know about feeling like Superman? Superman is made for the people, not him. Not I feel like Superman. What the fuck? What comics is he reading? My man decided I'm the head of DC. I get to write and direct my own Superman movie. I must be him. You're like, no, you're not him. My God, dude, what the fuck? You feel like Superman because what? Because he feels what?
He says, I completely relate to Superman because he's everything I am. He's somebody who is an outsider who feels like an alien, but also the ultimate insider because he's fucking Superman. And that's kind of what I feel like.
How the fuck?
I'm on the outside because I'm an outsider, or I feel like an alien. So that's why I'm an outsider. I feel like I don't belong, but I do belong because I'm fucking Superman.
Does that make any fucking sense? Does that make any fucking sense? That doesn't sound like Superman at all. Like, oh my God, this fucking guy and his ego,
man,
dude.
We might have another Superman reboot on our hands.
His fucking ego, dude. I can't. This dude, I want to chuck the fuck out this man. We should fight in the Warner Brothers parking lot. Holy shit, dude. This is everything I hate. Just his ego. It pisses me off. His tweets aside, I'm sure he's a shit person. Have you seen his tweets? Have you ever seen that shit?
I always
pop up on Twitter, and I think they pop up under his tweets specifically. They call that man a pedophile. Like,
well, yeah, because I've heard about that's the things that kind of got him fired because of those pictures.
And WB was like, you need a job.
Yeah, like they scooped him up quick, I tell you. Yeah, no, it seems like cancel culture is not real because they try to cancel everybody, but yet like how you said, Josh Brolin still got a job. All these people still got a job. So I'm not even surprised. Maybe Jonathan Majors might be fine. Might come back. But
oh man,
this guy
gives me a fucking headache sometimes.
James Gunn is just. I'm not trying to be like an asshole because I get it. He's trying to relate, kind of like. See, the thing is that he's one of those people who has to tell people, like, hey, this is me. He's not humble about it. Whereas, like, other directors, like Christopher Nolan, he lets his, work speak for itself. You know what I mean? Same thing, another person is Tarantino. He's the one that speaks up a lot about, like, MCU movies and stuff like that. Scorsese, too. Like, oh, our stuff used to be better, whatever, but their stuff sucks. That's why James Gunn is that kind of person, because he's just like, he speaks up about it instead of just being quiet and letting his stuff speak for himself. But if he lets whatever he does speak for himself, a lot of people are going to shit on it. And that's the problem. So he wants to make it seem like, oh, yeah, I'm all this and that. Even Zack Snyder, nobody had to compare him to anything. They were just like, oh, he lives Batman's life or whatever, and blah, 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 blah. And like, but Zack Snyder was just living his life. Nobody told him anything. And Zack Snyder is so humble, he doesn't even do anything. Most of the directors don't do anything. But the ones that speak up, like I said, Tarantino, fucking Gunn. I know, not Wright. No, he's very quiet. There's a few.
I feel like Superman.
Yeah, there's a few directors that need to be humbled.
What the fuck, dude? I'm trying to wrap my head around that statement. Like if I was the one doing the interview, I would have been like, really? Can you shoot laser eyes, James Gunn? You know what I mean? Like, I would have been making fun of it. I would have been like, bro, what the fuck? You sound like a fucking pick-me. I feel like Superman. Who says that? Who really, like, the whole point of Superman's character...
Well, they did pick him to be the head of DC Studios, so...
Oh, no, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like, I mean, pick me by, like, oh, man, I'm sad. Like, I want people to feel bad and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, no. Show us. And... how the fuck are you gonna, like, how are you gonna make a Superman movie? What the fuck was that? You're just gonna do that in the middle of my fucking talking? What the fuck? Rude. How is James Gunn gonna make a movie that follows and respects the rest while leading the path? I don't see it. He works best with people that are unknown because who gives a fuck about their source material?
He's gonna completely just go back to the beginning. That's all that's gonna happen. He's gonna do the nostalgia factor, John Williams theme, stuff like that. But that's the thing, is that superheroes, yes, classic comics are fine. It's just they need to be innovative, like push forward. You have these classic stories.
We've come a long way since Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Man in Tights, saving cats out of a tree, stuff like that. That doesn't happen nowadays. That's something that that's a fantasy land, and it can't be too. I can't suspend my disbelief that much. At least with what they were doing before, they try to incorporate it to what's happening now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it just seems like they're gonna kick it old school kind of shit, and it's like, why are you doing that? Like, that's not what we're asking for.
Like, not to compare or anything, but Man of Steel was able to do it, respect the past and move forward. You know what I mean? And then he even pays homage when he makes Henry Cavill's face kind of look like Christopher Reeves in that one scene. And it moves forward. You kind of hear the theme, you see the S on his fucking head, the swirl, and then he does this thing, and you're like, good. That is a good callback. That is respecting the past and moving forward, putting your own stamp of approval on it. Before that, Superman Returns, right? He's like, it's supposed to be a continuation of Christopher Reeves and whatnot, but people were shitting on that one because not enough action and it was too comic booky. You know what I mean?
Well, I was gonna say actually, before you brought it up, but like I feel like Superman Returns is kind of slept on, and I feel like that was a good adaptation of like past and modern times. I feel like that was a good mixture. I think, yeah, if they would have had a little bit more action, it would have been a little bit better for everybody. But they said that one had a little bit of action, and then Man of Steel gives them the action, and then it's like too much action. It's like
even then, I don't even think Man of Steel had too much action.
Yeah, but I punch bad guy. bad guy punch back. You like that stuff. But like I don't.
I just told you it doesn't have enough action. If it was boring, I'd have been like, that shit mad boring. Like what the fuck? That shit got me. like, you know what I mean? Like
had me snoring.
had me straight snoozing on the fucking thing. But no, like I can't see James Gunn pulling this shit off, dude. I just can't. Calling himself Superman.
It's hard to see.
Why should he cast himself? He's like, you know what? I'm gonna be writing, directing, and I'm gonna
starring.
be Superman. Like, oh my god, man.
You know who's the Lois Lane? Harcourt.
She's gonna be doing both. Give her red hair.
Damn.
Whatever the fuck.
Damn. Yeah, James Gunn has a lot to, deliver. It's gonna be very tough. It's gonna be very tough for him, and I think that him doing these little things doesn't help his case either, because it's just gonna make the bar set even higher. You know what I mean? The more airheaded you are, the more you're gonna, people are gonna be like, well, you said
you said
Jinx,
it.
You owe me a soda.
Get out of my
Fuck
fucking
you.
head, guy.
Fuck you, give me a soda.
But yeah, he said it. You know what I mean? So that just means like, okay, you said you're like Superman. We expect higher than Superman shit. Like, no, it's not gonna work. This is why he's making movies about people no one really cares about. Guardians, the other team, Creature Commandos. I can't even give you the other name. The Elite. Who gives? I don't give two fucks about that guy or those guys. I don't really care.
I mean, yeah, the Authority. Yeah, it's kind of a deep cut, I think, for DC. I think they should have started with more known characters, but I get it. I think the Authority is more up to the Justice League speed, because it's kind of like, why not start? I kind of understood what he was doing, because why not start with an equal match first before going up against, somebody that's going to be super hard to beat or impossible. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like what the Avengers did. Their first threat was who? Loki. And he had an army and everything. They wound up winning, whatever. And then they leveled up. They had to deal with Ultron. He had an army. And then they leveled up. And then they had Thanos. So it was kind of like, I think that's what he's trying to do. And it kind of makes sense a little bit. But at the same time, it's hard to understand where Creature Commandos fits in all this. It's hard to understand where, you know what I mean? It's Superman. Where is he fitting in all this? And are you going to fucking make fun of him within that world too? You know what I mean? Are we going to not be able to take him seriously?
I'd be mad as fuck, dude.
Like, it's going to be hard to see Peacemaker be like, you got a poop fetish? It's like, dude, come on. On the nose, man. On the nose. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see how that's handled. But you know what's not being handled right? Star Wars. And it sounds like somebody's catching on. Tamara Morrison himself, Boba the Foot. Oh, it's not loading. Oh, there it goes. Boba the Foot. All right. So he basically expressed his disappointment for, season 3 of The Mandalorian. So he basically says in this interview with comicbook.com, where is it? It's right here. He says, I was waiting for a phone call. Oh, wait. He says, I was supposed to be in The Mandalorian season 3, but nobody rang me. He says, I was waiting for the phone call in New Zealand, waiting and wanting to give up. He says, well, that Mando guy stole a few chapters of my book. I'm sure this guy is ruining my show, but I couldn't say anything. I'm not the writer, so I have to bear it, I guess. He sounds upset, and rightfully so. I think it's true. I think them putting Mando in his show was very cheap, and I think that was very wrong of them to have done. Being a show based on Boba Fett,
yeah,
and not having that character be shown within his own show for 2 whole episodes. That's kind of terrible in my opinion. It just seems so forced as well. And so I get what he means, and he goes on a little bit further and says like some changes are happening within Disney, with Disney Star Wars, and it's not the same as it once looked like. And that got a lot of Star Wars people upset. Your buddy over there on Star Wars Theory and stuff like that, like
shut the fuck up.
Saying that Disney's, doing what they're doing with Marvel and putting all these characters to the back to propel their own original characters and, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's kind of what it seems like Tamara Morrison is kind of referring to.
Well, yeah, we all know he did dirty. Obviously, I thought he was gonna be in season 3 also.
Me too.
I don't know why they kind of just skipped over him.
We're gonna group up all the Mandalorians, but then forget one.
Like, he lands on Tatooine for a little bit. I thought we would have seen him at least once or twice.
You know who sounds like a powerful person who could have helped with a fleet of Imperial? Somebody with Jabba the Hutt's resources. You know what I mean?
But yeah. So we all know he was done wrong. As for the whole pushing characters in the back stuff, like, dog, we've kind of been in the prequel era for how many years now, dog? Like, I don't even... The only 3 shows that were kind of like remotely during the era were Andor, Mando, and then Boba Fett. Kenobi takes place during, I want to say like almost New Hope type beat, a little bit after prequel era. But I mean, it's in that time frame of the prequel era where things are still transitioning out.
Yeah.
So we're still stuck in the prequel era, exploring stories, paving the way after the war to get to New Hope, and then the only show to pave the way between OT and sequel are just Mando and Boba Fett. We know he was done wrong, but pushing characters forward and pushing characters back, that's not a good way to look at Star Wars. I don't think that's true one bit.
No, because I think that's where it's going to turn into the divide where, basically what happened with the sequel trilogy where you had people saying like, oh, I liked old George Lucas's vision and this is not what he had in mind and whatever. And though that may be the case, whatever, Disney has the rights to it at the end of the day. Haha, whatever. So it's what they choose. But I don't think that they should be doing our characters dirty the way that they did. I don't think it's to push them back like how people are making it out to seem. I just think that they genuinely feel like they're like, okay, well, these characters are going to be outdated pretty soon, right? We're going to have to leave them with beloved characters, but then also make room for new characters that hopefully stick and people love and want to see. And they had a hit with Mando. Season 3 might have made it fall off. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where we're at. Boba Fett, they had a hit with Boba Fett in season 2, but when his show came out, everybody felt like it was a drop in quality. So it's like the inconsistency is what's hurting Star Wars, in my opinion, and the brand. Because if they were more consistent, like, why didn't he show up in season 3? You did take away 2 episodes from his show to, show
he should have been there.
Somebody else. He should have at least been there, at least on the side, or at least in a few episodes. Bo-Katan being there, that's fine, but it would have been nice to see Fett having to deal with, the other 2 like he did in season 2. You know what I mean? Like, so much potential that was just wasted, in my opinion. And yeah, I think they did do him kind of wrong.
He's clearly done wrong. I'm not saying that they were right for doing what they did, but looking at Star Wars and thinking, oh, you're pushing your quote unquote original characters ahead and things like that. Like, dog, we're in the prequel era. We still got people doing that shit. You still hear about Kenobi and this and that. Like, there's gonna be other stories to tell, and unfortunately, not all your characters are gonna be part of that story. Granted, when they do get their story told, they should be front and center. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's different. Looking at it like Star Wars Theory looks at it, it's toxic as fuck. There's no way.
Yeah, it shouldn't be looked at that way, because it, in my opinion, paints a narrative that's probably not happening at all. It's just bad writing. That's just what it is. They didn't get the right writers to figure it out. Maybe this could be a thing from Kathleen Kennedy striking, saying like, oh, it would have been a good idea. Because a lot of people think that she was the one who made them write Mando into Boba Fett's season. You know what I mean? because they felt like separating Grogu and Mando for too long. Supposedly that she felt that for doing that for too long was gonna hurt the show.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's true or not, we don't know. That's something that hasn't been confirmed. Yeah, but hopefully they do right by him. Hopefully we see him again soon, and give him a fucking call if he's been waiting.
Exactly.
We did see him in Obi-Wan as a clone for like a brief second. You know what I mean? So that's cool. I mean, hopefully we see a live action Cody or something, and he could play a part then. Only time will tell. All right, here's my thing. This is how I know we're going back in time, because now we're getting back to the point where we're gonna have people fangirling again. All right, I mean, if they nail it on the head once again, and we might be getting, honestly, Team Jacob versus Team Edward again, but like in a TV series. So apparently Lionsgate is pulling a Warner Brothers and saying, hey, we need to put out a reboot as well. A reboot of something that just had recently come out that, honestly, in my opinion, don't feel like it needs one, but Twilight is coming back with a rebooted series. Lionsgate TV will be producing it. It has yet to be shopped around to any networks or streaming services. They are in early development with it. Stephanie Myers will be coming to produce the show and see to it that the source material is adhered to, kind of like what J.K. Rowling is doing with the new Harry Potter reboot. And yeah, so what about you? Team Jacob, Team Edward?
I always was thinking Team Jacob.
Damn.
I thought Edward was toxic.
Simp. You're a fucking simp.
I thought Edward was toxic as fuck, dude.
Oh, wow. You're a fucking simp, dog.
I always thought he was toxic. I don't know what to tell you.
You're fucking simp.
I always thought
Jacob
he was
wasn't simp.
I don't give a fuck.
Bella.
I always thought Edward was toxic. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. He had a good smolder.
Oh, you love me too much? I must run away to die. He vanishes, pushes her right into Jacob's arms. Jacob is a simp.
You don't love me enough. You don't love me enough. I'm gonna turn into a dog and whimper everywhere.
Oh my God, man.
Why doesn't Bella love me? Head ass.
Having him around was so fucking dumb, because at that point when they're together, you're kind of just like, what the fuck is he doing here? And then he imprints on the daughter. No, because I think it's that scene in one of the movies. I forget which one. I haven't seen these movies in forever, but I think they're waiting it out in like a mountain or whatever, and she's like, I'm cold, and Edward's like, I can't comfort you because I'm cold too. Like, I'm naturally cold. And then Jacob warms her up and by cuddling her, and I'm like, dog, you are cuddling some other dude's chick. You know what I mean? Like, you should not be there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dog, like, so he is a simp, and he did fumble, but I always thought Edward was fucking toxic.
Yeah. And girls like the bad boys. So he played his cards right, and I tell you.
Hopefully the actors they choose do it better, I guess, and they get good writers.
Yeah, and hopefully Jacob doesn't fall off out of nowhere for some reason. What happened to Taylor Lautner?
He got fat.
He did, huh?
He got really big.
Yeah. Daddy weight? Had to be daddy weight, huh? He had kids.
Probably. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing now, but I think last time I seen him, it's been recent, and then he's gotten big.
Yeah. See? And that's why Edward Cullen, that's why he's Batman now, all right? Just saying.
Yeah, but he's always been a twig. So
I mean, the Twilight movies were pretty good. I think they don't really need a reboot. I mean, if they're going to do a reboot as a TV series, I guess, sure, dive into the source material a little bit more if you want to. But yeah, it's going to be kind of like what happened with Harry Potter. It's going to be huge shoes to fill, especially because it's been so recent. Well,
how
when the last one came out, what, in 2013?
2012? I want to say latest 2014.
Nah, sooner than that, no?
No, I don't think so.
It was a part 2, right?
Didn't New Moon come out around 2012? Am I tripping?
New Moon? 2012? No, that one came out before in 2007 or something, right?
I can't remember.
I'm looking.
I don't remember. But yeah, no. He got, like, how much more story material can you have before like you start stretching that shit thin? You know what I mean? Because didn't they already do that? Didn't they break? Didn't they already Breaking Dawn into 2 parts?
Yeah,
To try and get there.
to basically get enough movie for, to basically put as much material in there because it was a big book. But at the end of the day, it was just a cash grab. They just wanted to do what Harry Potter did, so they were like, "Hey, let's do it like that." And then Hunger Games was like the same way. They were like, "Bro, you're right."
I've never seen the Hunger Game movies.
Never.
Never.
They're actually really good.
I could not get into them.
Except for the last one.
I couldn't get into them, and then I never saw the Divergent movies.
Those are ass. I wonder.
All those movies that are based around like books like that, I never really seen them. I've seen Maze Runner once, but I didn't watch the sequels.
Oh, none of them?
No.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So like all those movies based on books, like I never got around to watching. You know how that was like a big era.
Yeah. See, Breaking Dawn came out in 2012. Part 2 came out in 2012.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah. So I mean, a longer time than Harry Potter, because I think Harry Potter wrapped up in 2016, I believe. Yeah, I see them. They're running up a wall.
What the fuck?
Crazy commercial. Because Harry Potter finished up it had to be like 2014, right?
Oh man, I don't know. Either way, good luck to them because I don't know how that shit's gonna survive.
2011. Crazy.
They're gonna end up making Bella lesbian or something. I just know it's Jacob, Edward. Nah, this other chick. Like,
no, Jacob's gonna end up gay.
You think so?
He's gonna be a simp and then be like, nah, like dudes, something like that. So interesting stuff. We don't have a lot of information. We're gonna have to wait to see what happens with that one. And last but not least, I just thought this one was a funny thing, and just to close out this episode, John Stamos basically got the Olsen twins fired at 11 months old due to overcrying, but then he had a change of heart and hired them back.
What the fuck?
Got them rehired.
From Full House?
Yeah, from Full House.
Well, no shit. That's fucking crazy. I ain't gonna fire babies for crying too much.
This baby cries way too much. Get him out of my sight.
I can't work under these conditions.
So apparently it was he said on the Good Guys podcast, he says that it was difficult to do a scene because the girls kept crying. He said, "We're doing the scene. Joey and I were changing the baby, right? And Danny's gone and said, 'Take care of the kids.' Yeah, we got it. Stamos said during the appearance. He said, so we're carrying the baby downstairs. We take her into the kitchen and we hose her down, and she was screaming. Both of them. They wanted to be anywhere else but there, and so did I." He says they were 11 months old, and God bless them. They kept switching. This one's not gonna cry. I couldn't deal with it. This is not gonna work. Get rid of them. I can't work like this. He said they bring on these 2 redheaded kids. I'm sure their parents loved them and thought they were attractive. I had nothing to do with them. And they weren't attractive, he said. And so he wound up saying, just bring them back. It was a day or something, and he said, it doesn't work. We need to bring them back. So then...
That's fucking dope.
Maybe a young actor in his prime couldn't handle a crying baby. Maybe he didn't have a baby at the time, so he didn't understand, crying and crying.
And now
and
he
crying.
does Disney Plus shows. So it all comes full circle.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. A young actor like that would probably be like, I can't work under this shit, dude. Get this fucking crying baby out of here.
I mean, you're trying to act and a baby's crying, and you got to deal with
it. It would
the
be tough.
11 months.
Like, I'd forget my lines. Like,
Yeah.
if it would frustrate me.
Good
too.
thing he didn't, it could have went a different way.
Could have punched those babies.
Exactly. In a different universe, he did. Maybe chucked one.
John Stamos in jail for punching baby Olsen twins.
Exactly. And then we get a different Scarlet Witch or something. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah. It'd be crazy. Different universe. Flash, you messed up the timelines again. But that's going to be the end of our episode. If there's anything that we didn't talk about that you thought we should have spoken about, anything that we missed, any movies you want us to review, anything that you guys want us to see on YouTube to react to. Josh, let them know where they can talk to us, let us know, and all that good stuff.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. You can hit us up there for any news or movies you want us to cover. We post when new episodes are out, so go ahead and follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. If you want to listen to us on the go, Spotify and Apple Podcast at FilmBros Podcast. If you want to support us in a big way, Zippy Stream at FilmBros Podcast. All it takes is a name and email. And if you want to subscribe to our YouTube, go ahead and do that at FilmBros Podcast.
Yeah, and with that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.